Hey YouTube, welcome to Trevor's Vinyl World. I want to talk a little about movies tonight. They are officially going to have a prequel to the movie Heat with the original had Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer. Was produced by Michael Mann. Came out in the 90s. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, easily in my top 20. I don't know where exactly it would land, but it's a movie that I love to watch. Never really got tired of it. I enjoy this podcast called The Rewatchables, where they've talked about the movie Heat 3 different times. I also laugh when I think of there's the movie The Heat with Sandra Bullock and that McCarthy lady, and that is so funny. If anyone has not seen The Heat, where they're cops, that is super funny. I mean, I laughed my ass off watching that. But anyways, they are going to make a prequel to the Robert De Niro Heat movie from the 90s. And this one is going to have Leonardo DiCaprio in it. It's going to have Christian Bale for sure in it. And it is going to be produced by Michael Mann, and that's why I am bringing it up. If he was not involved, I would not be as excited about it. But the fact that he is going to be producing it, looking after it, it's going to be his baby. That makes me very excited. He has done a lot of great films over the years. There is one that most people never talk about. It's called The Thief with James Caan that he did, that is just amazing. He did The Last of the Mohicans. He did, his latest one was Ferrari, which I wasn't really in love with, but it gets good reviews. Obviously, he did the original Heat movie. He has done, he did a movie that was called The Insider. He done a lot of movies. Most of them are really good. They're very detail oriented. They're usually love letters to some part of California, like usually the LA area. I've just always liked his movies. I really like Collateral, which has like a gray old Tom Cruise where he just kicks everybody's ass, and he's a like a hired hitman, and he makes Jamie Foxx drive him around all night. I really love that movie. And so anyways, they're going to start production on this Heat movie in 2026, and then it's unofficially set to be released sometime in 2027, so we will see. But for a while, it was just sort of a rumor. Now it's an actual official thing, and I'm not sure if it's been this way for weeks or maybe even longer, but it's the latest that I read on it is that this is official, so I just thought I'd make a quick little video about it. I do love bank robbery movies. I still have not seen the sequel to Den of Thieves, and I really loved Den of Thieves, the original one, number one. Everything about it, it had such a good mixture of macho, but then parts that really kind of struck at your heart, or it made you feel bad for the characters. I mean, everybody in it was sort of on a downward spiral, and all the different times where the good guys and the bad guys were kind of like pumping their chests to each other. The one guy's literally in the guy's apartment. I mean, there's so many different parts of that movie that are just classic. And it also gave a nod to the movie Heat. Basically, they weren't ripping off Heat, but they were doing things in the movie that basically kind of like when a band sounds like another band and they're complimenting them, I guess you would say. There's probably a better word for it, but basically paying homage to Den of Thieves. They would even admit that they were giving flowers to the movie Heat. And anyways, yeah, I always like movies like that. The Town, another great bank robbery movie. I think in another life, I was maybe a bank robber. Not in this life though. Yeah, no, not anymore. Nope, not interested. Too many cameras. Um, and I like the ones too where it's not them going in using a safe cracker. I like it when it's like a strong arm one. I'm trying to think of the name of the one where the guy's on a dirt bike and he like robs the banks and then he has a truck that quick puts him in a trailer. I do like different movies, like to see how they think they would get away with it. And yeah, it's one of those things. People think they can rob a bank, and the FBI is so much smarter than most of us. We just don't want to admit it. And but I'm very hopeful for this movie. I never did watch the sequel to Point Break. I absolutely love the bank robbery movie Point Break with Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves. That's just one of those that if it's on, I have to watch 20 minutes of it. I love Patrick Swayze in that, and Keanu Reeves. I mean, Keanu Reeves. If you would have told me back then that he's still going to be around 30 years later, and everyone's going to think he's a good actor, I would have thought you were on drugs. But it's such a good movie. I really wish that where they're playing football on the beach, I wish that was like 20 minutes long. Like, I'd really like to see what Johnny Utah could have done. I think he would have just ripped apart the ex-president's defense. I just wish they would have played hey, we're just gonna have an outtake where it's 20 minutes of these guys playing beach football. I just, every time that movie's on, I love that scene, and I love how Keanu is just determined to tackle Patrick Swayze. Like every other little clip of them playing football on the beach, it's like the touchdown is 20 yards away, but the one time where Keanu is determined to tackle Patrick Swayze's character, it's like he breaks through 5 different blockers. He runs 20 yards. He runs towards the ocean, and then he tackles Patrick Swayze into the ocean. And in real life, that'd be a fight. Like at the moment they both get up, they're just going at it in the ocean, and the ex-presidents would have jumped Keanu Reeves. He probably would have died right then and there. But because it's a movie, they're just kind of like, what the fuck? And then the one guy's like, hey, man, don't you know who this is? It's Johnny Utah. He played for Ohio State 2 years ago, or whatever the hell they say. Every time I see that scene, it makes me so happy. I just love it. I love that Keanu Reeves is like, no, I'm going to fuck this guy up. Like, this guy is the head honcho, and I'm going to show him that I'm the man. And every time I watch that movie, I love that part. And then I love the part where they're skydiving, and Keanu Reeves just jumps out of the plane without a parachute. What the fuck? Like, if anybody ever did that, and survived, I think that would be your bragging. Like just everywhere you go, you'd be telling people well, there's this one time that I just jumped out of a fucking. Anyway, excited for Heat 2. But I'm also, going to control it. It's not going to be out for a while. It's kind of like when you go to the pool and you don't just leap in. I'm there. I'm going to be a willing participant, and let's see what happens. I really hope it's a good film, and pretty soon I'm going to watch Den of Thieves, the sequel. I just have a feeling it's going to let me down a little bit. So anyways, hope everyone is doing well, and subscribe to the channel. Talk to you later. Bye.